Finally, the wait is over.
And this is the neighborhood everyone's talking about. Object 1 has entered the market very rapidly.
Hundreds of Object 1 clients have been waiting for this building's completion. And here it is. We're right at the entrance, and just a heads up, it's very crowded right now. We're going to show you a project in JVC, which is a neighborhood everyone's talking about. Let's go take a look.
But wait a second. Before we go in, look, this is the first project from Object 1, a European developer.
The first completed project.
A completed project, yes, that burst onto the Emirates real estate market, already having over 48 projects. And this is the first building to be finished. We've waited for it for a long time. But the most interesting part, look, what's the project called?
Rain.
It translates as rain. Did you know that just yesterday, during the official launch of this building, it was raining? How about that? What a coincidence. I just remember you telling me about the 2040 plan, how the Emirates spend a lot of money on cloud seeding.
Yes, they send up planes.
And that's the most expensive advertisement for the launch of this building by the developer. Can you imagine? He summoned the rain to complete a project called Rain.
And we came here and saw it for ourselves.
But most importantly, and jokes aside, the developer's motto is quite simply architecture as art.
Well then, let's head into the lobby and see
how everything is set up here.
The lobby, I'll say right away, is small and not very high, but it has everything you need. Look, you can sit, wait for a taxi, have a coffee. Well, if you have one in your hand at least.
Or you can work, there's space for that. By the way, we'll attach the renders later. Look, this space was originally a bit more angular, and see how the developer changed it, rounded it off, and made it even better than promised?
Listen, the renders are similar, but you should compare and see for yourself if it's really like that. We're in the hallway now, and notice how interestingly they hide the utility rooms. So here we have the telephone room, here we have Du and Etisalat, which are the internet providers. Here we have the electric meters, here are the water meters, ventilation, exhaust, so it's like everywhere else. This is comfort class, but there's also ventilation and exhaust, no separate AC units if you're interested in that, of course.
So look, here at the end of the hallway, there are 2 apartments, and they have no neighbors.
There are only 6 on each floor. Can you imagine?
Yes, and just imagine, if you're rapping at home, you won't bother anyone because your space is isolated. Cool, right? Cool. And for someone else,
otherwise the neighbor below might.
Yeah, but
at the base, when the base vibrates, they usually bang on the radiator. But there are no radiators here.
Nothing to
bang on.
But the most interesting thing is the apartment's location on the floor. So a market expert will find you not just a beautiful and well-placed unit, right? But also one with a great layout. So that, for example, there are no neighbors, if you don't like running into people, or on the contrary, closer to the elevator area. It all depends on your preferences, because the apartment's floor position is also very important.
100%. And we're here on site. We can come like this or go to the developer, study the plans, and recommend the best location for you.
Based on your request.
I suggest we go in and see the apartment, 1.5, right? Meaning it's a 1-bedroom with a study.
Yeah, let's take a look.
That's what 1.5-room apartments are called in Dubai. Well, a narrow hallway.
I see. Listen, well, obviously it's a spacious, simple door, but it's actually quite solid. Well, you say narrow hallway.
Doesn't sound very solid. Listen, well, look, right at the entrance, something for storage.
That's a cool solution, I'll say right away. To put
your keys.
Yeah, because I have a constant problem. All these small items, you walk in, you need to drop them somewhere. This is a very great solution.
What else do we have here? This is the guest bathroom. Take a look, by the way, there's a feature here. It's a super small, tiny sink, but that's not the only feature. What else do we have here? This is the laundry room. Look, a whole room like this, which separately zones this part.
Don't pinch your fingers, Andre.
Well, yeah, there's a chance of that.
But it's cool.
It's
super, yeah. By the way, you can hide your strollers and scooters in here.
And,
well, basically, yeah. And you can put a washer and dryer in here. The space allows it. It's very well done that it's hidden. Yeah, just
had to put it in, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's look at the living room and kitchen. Well, I'll tell you this, Andre. Look, we saw all the renders, and for me, it's exactly the same. Just like it's drawn in the renders. We'll attach the video renders later. Yeah,
similar.
Same with the kitchen delivery. Look, all the appliances are Candy brand. You have a gas stove and a refrigerator, all Candy. What else is there? Oven, microwave oven.
Listen, there's a dishwasher. By the way, you don't see dishwashers everywhere, so that's very good.
It's a rare occurrence, actually. 2 washing zones look very convenient. You can wash here, put things here, and rinse here.
Oh, wow, useful thing. Come on.
Let's go. Yo.
In the 11-12 area, objects were sold dirty deeds. Yeah, you can.
Look, I'll be honest with you. At home, I'm in charge of the meat. Cooking meat, and I do vegetables brilliantly. And so the space here, look, I opened it, took it, chopped it, washed it, served it, cooked it. So for me alone here, it's perfect. Just a large space.
What I've noticed is that there really isn't much space for more than one person, but for one person, whoever's cooking, wife or husband, it doesn't matter. For one, yes. But something here, I'm just sharing my personal feelings, feels a bit cramped. I mean, there's no sense of airiness, you know? Maybe, I don't know, it feels like it needs a window here, like a panoramic one. But basically, everything's here.
Basically, you're just used to the luxury segment. You're used to wide open spaces.
Maybe.
And don't forget, this is economy class. For 800,000 dirhams, you get this wow effect, this kind of quality.
Listen, yeah, sometimes you need to ground yourself.
Of course.
Let's look at the living room. The living room is also, basically it's there, yeah. You can put a TV here and watch movies with the whole family in the evening. By the way, yeah, that's why there's no panoramic window here. And here's what I was talking about, what a study is. What a 1.5 room apartment is. It's this space here, it's an office that can be used for its intended purpose or not. You can expand it, make the room bigger, you can put a computer here, yeah, you can get work done. And what else do we have here? This is a floor-to-ceiling window, panoramic, aluminum, and access to the balcony.
Listen, it's a cool balcony actually. A lot of space.
The balcony, by the way, is very spacious actually. And in projects like this, the view of the infrastructure of the pool is valued. If there's a view like this of the neighborhood, of the park, that's another plus.
Yeah, and that adds at least 10% to the price. Don't forget, apartments with a view in Dubai always cost more.
Yeah, but let's not forget that people will live here or want to rent it out because there's already growth. At the moment, it won't be significant. So if you buy now, it's only for yourself. Like a vacation home, like a house, and for renting out. So the view is key. And for resale too, by the way, if you want to sell this apartment, the view characteristics and the limited number of units, that always matters.
And we can help you with that, by the way.
Yes, you can actually go ahead and follow the link provided, take a moment to check out the detailed catalog that we have carefully prepared for you in advance, and then download it whenever you are ready.
Yes, or just contact us and we'll find the best options for your request or help with renting it out or reselling it. But look at this space. Let's visualize. Have you seen those hanging egg chairs? I'd put one here. Look, I sit down and I just have a panoramic sky view of the whole beautiful JVC district with low-rise buildings. I mean, I'm looking into the distance. Do you see? Look at the view you get. In this part, I'd put a table, a coffee table. I'd put some soft wicker chairs. And imagine how cool it is to come out here for some fresh air, have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea.
And you could do more than just a rocking chair. You could set up a gym and look how much space there is.
By the way, yeah, your own personal gym in an open space.
And 100% plus.
Imagine you have this kind of layout here with a view of the pool. Your kids are swimming, you can see them, watch them, keep an eye on them, and it's all in your field of vision.
You can be like a coach, right? For example, someone's swimming and you're like, okay, come on, pick up the pace, even faster. Keep swimming, come on, stroke. Dive, flip, turn.
Listen, it's really great here, great.
Super. It's fine, it'll do. Let's take a look at the master bedroom. The bedroom isn't large, but basically it accommodates its occupants. And that's enough. There are quite a few closets, right, for storage. Some developers don't even offer this option, or if they do, there's some kind of scaled down versions. They have them here.
Listen, I'll tell you that this comfort option in the version, these are essentially the same as IMA closets.
Very similar, by the way.
Which, well, for double the price are much more expensive. And look, there's a storage system here. And what's most interesting, there's also a separate storage system here that they've included, and you can easily zone it. This could be the men's section. That's the women's. Lots of different shelves, these sliding ones with soft close mechanisms.
Well, yes, there are shelves here, and here's for hanging your clothes. Take note, there's a niche here. Not even all business segment formats have this kind of niche for curtains. This is exactly what I was talking about. We can't see how the curtain is attached, and that's wonderful.
And this is comfort.
It's comfort.
It's comfort and such a visual solution.
Visual comfort. You know, I mean, as someone who used to work as a builder, and honestly, there is really no such thing as a former builder, this kind of thing really catches my eye every single time.
Yes, right.
By the way, this design is called a shadow gap, see, around the perimeter. So this is drywall, not stretch ceilings like we're used to seeing in Russia. Here, that's basically a very rare thing. But doing this with drywall is actually quite difficult.
Yes, and you can also hide strip lighting in there, which will completely change, well, it'll completely change the solution. This lighting solution will change the room. It will look completely different.
Yes, but it's unlikely anyone will do that. It's called a floating ceiling.
Ah, well, it's very beautiful. I wanted to ask you as a specialist what it was. But let me tell you about the bathroom. Look, my honest opinion, as a user, right, this recessed sink solution is great because there are always marks. And here, basically, a housekeeper just comes in, wipes it all down like this, and it's all good. But it's a bit too simple somehow.
Yes, and look at the faucet, by the way. There's already water. Super. Well, yes, the building is basically being handed over. Kai, look.
This is a super solution. The mirror lighting, the ladies will appreciate that, and the storage systems. I really don't like open shelves where all those jars and creams are sitting out. This is a great solution because you can hide everything in here and it's all authentic and beautiful. The shower is gorgeous. And look, you have... Sergey, go in, please. Come on, go in.
Go on.
And turn it on and let's start washing. Let's see how it works.
There really is water here, right here. Well done. Great job.
And everything works. This is our apartment inspection for the first completed building from Object 1. Everything works. We checked it all. Super awesome. A tropical
shower, a rain shower, and a regular head.
And look, these are cool. These holders for hangers or sponges. It's a really great design choice. I don't like bathrooms with tubs. That's just my personal opinion. A shower is perfect for me. All right then, take care.
Bye.
All the best.
See ya.
And we're going to go see a 2-bedroom apartment. There are quite a few people here now because it's the second day of snagging, which is the final inspection. This is our living room. Yes, this is the living room that you enter immediately upon coming in. It's quite spacious overall. I like it. Listen, I'm so used to the layouts in Dubai where you have the kitchen combined with the living room, that open space. This reminds me of St. Petersburg in a way. Like a proper separate living room, right?
It's a layout we're more familiar with.
Yeah, I feel like, well, it feels kind of like home to me now, but I've become so accustomed to the open plan kitchen and living room. It's so nice. Large panoramic windows with direct access to the terrace. And basically you have a clear view. Do you like this kind of format?
Listen, I like this format, having a separate kitchen so there are no lingering smells, and you can separate the person who's cooking. Because I don't really like cooking myself, and I don't like the smells when someone is cooking.
Look at this great solution. Again, you can put...
Yes, you can do that here. You can fit a washing machine in here nicely. And this kitchen, look, it's spacious enough so it doesn't feel cramped like an old apartment, but it's a separate room, which is great. And by the way, you can go out onto the balcony, a spacious balcony, and get to the living room. So there's a solution for you since you say you love open space. At least there's this option to go straight through, open the windows and walk in.
Debatable. I won't argue. So here we have the usual fridge and cabinets. Oh, the fridge isn't built in here, by the way.
Candy, all the appliances are candy.
Well, it has everything you need. Wait, look at these floating niches, or as you call them, hidden niches.
A hidden niche.
Cool, right?
I'm used to it now, yeah, it looks good.
Now imagine if you were to knock down this wall to join it with the living room, making it one open space. If you remove this section, you'd have an absolutely massive living area.
But that's a matter of taste.
Yeah, I agree.
For instance, I like it this way, you like it that way. You could get a permit and knock down the wall, though that's unlikely to happen. Anyway, this is the master bedroom.
It's actually more spacious. Let's go see.
But look again at how the bed is positioned. The entrance is right there by the headboard. Well, it's also a matter of preference, I guess. There are niches for storage. 2 windows, which is quite important for a bedroom, so it'll always be bright when you want it to be. When you don't just close the blackout curtains and you have...
Listen, I like it. There's more room here. Look, even a chair fits in here easily. In our previous villa tour, we talked about the bedside table and the role it plays. I won't repeat myself now. If you're interested, find that video and watch it on our channel. But this is an awesome solution. You don't bother anyone, you just sit down and start getting dressed, changing, or leaving things here. Well, great. Before putting things in the closet, you just scatter them, toss them, and throw them in. Man, and this is all the space. Then look, once again, we have an exit to the terrace so you can get to your gorgeous balcony from 3 different rooms. Oh, wait, there's no exit here, right?
There's no exit. So, shall we test the bed's durability?
Let me just say, I'll tell you this, 2 people and a small child will easily fit comfortably in this space.
Yes, by the way, it's about 1.80 meters here. A full size.
Probably, or a double.
No, it's a double bed.
A double bed.
We won't show the bathroom or dwell on it. Everything is there and it's spacious. And actually, In a one-bedroom apartment,
Man, look at the quality for comfort at this price.
oh listen, there are 2 master bedrooms here. So here, yeah, it turns out, and there's a toilet here too. And this one is even more spacious, by the way. I like the layout of this one better. Even though there's only one window, it feels cozier here.
Man, what a great solution. A hidden jewelry niche for the ladies.
Or for men's watches.
Yeah, but the watches won't fit. Look, it's not that deep. Here, look at my watch. Their size won't fit. This is for jewelry.
Dig it out.
Cool solution. I haven't seen anything like it. We're praising the small, thoughtful details here, of course, but honestly, in our everyday lives, it just feels so incredibly cool, pleasant, and comfortable to experience these little things.
This is velvet. Can you imagine? Wow.
Don't say wow, say all for me, only for me.
All for yourself? Yeah, I was going to say economy class, but this is comfort class, and you have velvet.
No, it's a great solution, a large mirror. And by the way, here, a TV doesn't feel necessary in this room. Look, it's just not needed here.
Why would you? TV in the bedroom. Don't get it.
But you were talking about a closed room. Some people like it, right? Some people enjoy having a TV, falling asleep to their favorite shows. I, for one, am strictly against it. No TV. Come in. I can't imagine a home without this space anymore. This is the clubhouse. It's for when you want to take a break from your family, work in peace and comfort, or hold a business meeting. Negotiations, hanging out with friends, playing games, or as Andre likes, celebrating some event, right?
Well, at the very least, yes. You
You don't like having guests over at home, am I right?
This space is for unwanted guests because you come, gather everyone, shake hands, celebrate, say goodbye, and they leave. I'm here for the first time, by the way. I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm trying to find something to nitpick or, on the contrary, to praise. But it's actually cool. I mean, it's cozy, and that's very important.
This space will allow you, on the contrary, to gather a large group of friends and family and hold some kind of event. And right next to it, you step outside and have a barbecue area available, so you can cook fresh produce, seafood, meat, fruits, and vegetables. And spend time here when it's hot outside, for example. It's an indoor space with air conditioning. And look how much space there is. We've been to various clubhouses, and this one is very spacious.
There are only 150 apartments here. Notice there's no kitchen here, so this space is more for working.
No, look, here's the space.
I wouldn't say you can eat or celebrate anything here. It's more for just working, coming together, I don't know, socializing. A library, so to speak. Yeah, it even has a rug with these seemingly soft walls, though they aren't, to sit, watch TV, play video games. So it's a slightly different format. I mean, to cook something here, to eat.
No, there's nowhere even to wash your hands. That's all outside. You can just order catering here where they'll bring everything ready and serve it. Just some snacks. And spend time here peacefully. But you see, each of us sees this space in our own way. You see it like this, I see it like that. It's wonderful here. Look, people are working here peacefully. Look, Serioja, film this. And they're comfortable and at ease. Is it comfortable for you to work here?
That's great. At least we already have a third opinion on this room.
On this same floor, there's also a cool kids room and a gym. Let's go take a look.
Yes, so they decided to provide as many infrastructure features as possible to this building. For comfort level, by the way, this is top tier, I'll tell you honestly. I mean, this is business class level. The infrastructure we see, yeah, it's the gym, it's where we just were.
The clubhouse, yeah.
And the kids room, by the way, let's start with that. For moms who have kids for Dubai, this is just a lifesaver. If there's a room, an indoor room you can use in summer, and we all know those who live here that in summer being outside, well, it can be unbearable during the peak of the day, so to speak. And here's the solution, please, look. A huge kids room for children of different ages. Take a look.
You can do homework here, draw or write. This space is specifically for learning. Even a tutor can come here and conduct lessons with your child.
Igor, and here we can play together.
This is a more tactile thing. You can connect different patterns here.
These patterns are too complex.
This is definitely addictive. By the way, you can also watch TV here, kids' cartoons.
Yeah, turn them on.
Listen, you can even have a snack here. And there's also soft furniture here for small children to crawl around. So even when you want to head out for a meeting or some shopping, you can leave your child with a nanny here under supervision and head off for 2 or 3 hours easily. And they won't even notice you're gone.
100%. You can also celebrate kids' birthdays here because there's enough space. I think tables could be brought in and something added here.
And the biggest advantage is when you come down with your child, you can safely leave them in the kids' area and then go and work out right here. And they're under your supervision.
100%.
Everything's visible.
Or vice versa, you're under the child's supervision.
The handover of this building is happening now. Everyone's been waiting, so there are a lot of people. We won't wait for anything. Let's go take a look right away. What's good? Look. Andre, look, this is great. You can just leave small items in the open space, or you can put your valuables in a locker. But we're in Dubai. It's not necessary here. No one will touch your things.
So you came down from upstairs. Why would you bring valuables with you?
Well, maybe I like to work out in jewelry.
Oh, that's a different story. So, well, it says inhale, exhale, repeat here. A multifunctional kind of machine.
It's very cool. Look,
All muscle groups.
you can even do legs here.
Yeah, arms, legs, or back.
So it turns out, look, you do all upper body exercises here and all lower body ones. And the best part, I just love it. Get on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Go on, get on. Now look, you're not running while staring at a blank wall. You have some space where people are moving around. And also the multi-system. Tell us about it.
Yeah, by the way, I've already started, but I wanted to do something a bit different. Anyway, there's an option here to turn on visualization. And you won't just be looking at the building next door and the people sitting on those sofas sunbathing. Instead, you can look at, for example, the shoreline, noticing the gentle curve where the water meets the land, or perhaps focus on some kind of sandy horizon stretching out in front of you. This way, you're not just walking with your eyes fixed on the machine, but you are walking while taking in the scenery around you, allowing yourself to enjoy the natural surroundings and making the experience feel more pleasant and engaging.
Immersed.
With visualization, immersed exactly.
And do you see how I increased the incline for you?
And by the way, it adjusts for all the bumps as you walk to match the scenery.
Cool.
It's a great feature, yeah. So we have the same for the exercise bike. I mean, I'm a real gym connoisseur. For example, I lived in a building before where I didn't go because they didn't have a bench press. They have it here, take note.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you that as a surprise.
There's 140 kilograms here, I think. Well, few of us will lift that much, but it's here. That's actually great because if it's less than 100 kilograms, for me, the press, well, it's not interesting.
Not a real press. A press that's not a press. Look, you see, this rowing machine isn't even in all the paid gyms in Dubai. Imagine you have this exclusive at your disposal. It's a huge functional load on all the back muscles.
They say it's bad for your back.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
I read that it's bad for the back.
But most importantly, look, you really do not have to spend any extra money or waste any additional time just to go to some gym and do a so-called functional workout. With weights, there are all kinds of free weights here. As Andre said, even a bench press, you just come downstairs.
Yeah.
And you work out whenever it's convenient for you. For a building with 150 apartments, it's just huge.
The gym is big, yeah. I live in a building now, for example, with many more apartments, 13 per floor. Here there are 6. And the gym is smaller with fewer machines. I like it better here, even though mine is higher end.
Here you go, kid. Whoops, look. Besides just free weights and dumbbells, there's also a large set of kettlebells here.
Nice.
And for fitness as well. You can also grab a mat here, no need to buy anything extra. Grab some aerobic balls.
Bands, resistance bands.
Yeah, it's just great. And the best part is there's a men's and women's locker room right here, plus a sauna and steam room area where you can go relax after your workout.
Seriously, there's a sauna here.
Yes, of course, it has everything. Imagine, you come in, work out, hit the sauna, go for a swim in the pool, then go cook some food and enjoy a snack in the fresh air. Even something like a protein shake, how cool is it to have that out in the fresh air? Just imagine you've got your balanced protein shake, and your kid is right here, having fun in the playroom under supervision. And nobody's missing out. There's something for everyone here.
And your wife can be in the clubhouse reading books.
Yeah.
Or in the pool swimming, and you can check her technique from here. Look, you check your wife's technique. Seryoga, show it. Yeah, we have a transparent pool here. Here you can...
Did we show what the locker rooms are like?
Checking technique, but also keeping an eye on the kid.
Yeah.
Super. Now we'll show how you can swim in this pool and watch from here.
Listen, I really like it. For comfort, for the first building from a developer of European standard and quality, the renders promised a lot. And I saw something even better because you can't convey this space in renders. It's huge.
Listen, there are some flaws. Honestly, there are some finishing touches that could be improved.
Because you're a builder, you're always, well, you have an inspector's eye. I'm looking at it from the feeling of inner comfort and enjoyment, like I'm trying on a shirt. How I would live in this space with my family. I get that you always want to find something to nitpick. There are things I don't like either. I don't like this layout, the closed kitchen. I love open kitchens, but our viewers are all different people, and we try to show it to you from completely different sides and angles, so that you can see the space we're showing you and see it first on our channel.
And you know why? You know why I say that? Because I have a trained eye, and for this kind of money, we can choose an even more interesting project. We're telling our viewers this in confidence.
To be honest, even I'm curious now what he can offer for that price. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Catalog's in the description. Be sure to click the button and everything will be there 100%. And this part is already the covered area where you can come and sit in an open space in the fresh air without being in the sun. So it's great when it's sweltering hot, the sun doesn't reach you, and you can spend time in nature. Look at this great co-working area. In my building, when I go out to the playground with my little kids, I'm getting my 6-year-old son into sports. And these kinds of outdoor exercise machines, they kind of get them into the game because you can't drag a kid into an adult gym, and we work out with him using our own body weights. These machines are completely safe for both young children and adults. Look, see, this right here is the spot for little future Olympic athletes where they can use the rings and climb around. And here, look how it turns out. What do you call it? For rock climbers.
Rock climbing, yeah.
For the young ones.
A small one, yeah.
The board is all rubberized, it's safe. Listen, it's a large space.
Listen, it's a large space. You can do all kinds of yoga here, you know, that whole thing. Because the sun is right here. You can sunbathe or even just put out the lounge chair. Just relax. Look, this part is more for the adults. So we have 3 seating areas on this side and 3 seating areas on that side. And a large barbecue area which we'll show you now. So you cook and then sit down right here, please. There will likely be a table here. Yes, there are tables already over there if you look. And you just enjoy spending your time here.
The most interesting thing is that the shade from the buildings provides, well, a lack of direct sunlight. As we're walking here now, there is some sunlight. You can do some yoga or you can just spend time peacefully here.
Man, I really like it. It's very cool. Let's go see a little highlight with the pool while we walk to the barbecue area. Let's go. The layout is actually very interesting, meaning you step out of this building and in just a few meters, you're in a park. There are several parks here and they radiate towards the center, so you're right by a park zone. That's also quite important. If we look to the sides, those are high-rise buildings. But if we look over that way, it's low-rise communities, villas. So you have a distant view. You're not just looking at building after building.
It's very nice when you have space and can look up. Look here. A prime spot where you can watch the mermaids.
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting design. It's the first time I've seen something like this. Someone jumps in and we can observe their swimming technique at the very least.
An unusual plus.
Listen, honestly, a solution like this isn't found very often. I mean, even in higher-end projects, yeah, this is comfort class after all. It's not economy, not business. It's specifically the best you can get in comfort class, likely something at this level. And I'm seeing this kind of design for the first time in projects like this.
I'll tell you now.
The tile isn't slippery, by the way. We already checked. I checked it. Spilled some water. Here, you won't fall here.
At the start, people bought it for 800,000 dirhams.